darlings. I'm feeling all excited just to make a nice change because we've had this beautiful big heat wave, this lovely Indian summer, and then all of a sudden we started getting this beautiful soft autumn rain overnight, and I love it. So I'm tucked up in my therapy chalet, and I'm kind of on a break in between sessions, but I've been working, what I've been hearing from the children a lot, and all the emails I've been working through from all of you who have so kindly written in, because this is your YouTube channel, it's not mine, as I keep on saying. So you've very kindly written in and said to me what you need. And a big theme has been not just anxiety but anger. So I was thinking a lot about this, and I used a little pot I found in a charity shop. I don't know, it was about 50p or something. So all budgets, it's not a problem. Anyone can do it. And I thought I'd make a bubble wand breathing jar, because when I've done my yoga training and my mindfulness training to become qualified, breathing is such an amazing tool to use. And if you've got a load of kids in a room and said, right children, we're going to sit down and do some really interesting breathing, the only breathing they'd be wanting to do really is yawning. So I thought we've got to make it fun, make it an invitation, engage the kids, you know, have fun with it. I always say that, don't I? But you can. I have fun all day long. It's amazing. And I've even got my little rainbow jumper on today. Look, rainbows. My rainbow, for all you lovely rainbows out there. Oh, hello, Boo. Boo's come to play as well. Boo likes to be in it, you know, don't you, darling? Yes, you love all the children, don't you, little Bubby Boo? Anyway, so I made this bubble. I've got a blooming stutter now. Bubble wand, breathing jar. Try and say that really, really quickly, or after a glass of wine. That'd be fun. And then I got all these lollipop sticks, all these little sticks that my lovely friend from Northern Ireland. Thank you, Caroline, darling. Look what I've done with them all. She knew I'd find loads of things to do. She sent this whole box of craft stuff to me during lockdown. So I thought this will be really, really good. And I don't know about wherever you are, but certainly in England at the moment, we've got local lockdowns. I sent my youngest son back to school, and within a week there was somebody with a positive case of corona, and now different year groups are being isolated and things like this. So the anxiety and anger is building. It's really building. And I have to say, I've had a few anxious days this week myself, because, you know, when you go to a pub and order a drink, it's like going to a post office counter and ordering a stamp from behind a screen. The atmosphere is about as exciting as a dental surgery's waiting room. It's also sterile. So I thought, if we're going to be heading back into this lockdown, and it looks like big parts of the UK are, we need to keep those anxiety levels low, the anger levels managed. And we can do this with the breath, because the air is free. And we can do it by making really funny sticks. And I actually came up with 35. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell you what all 35 are. But they really, you know, it engages the kids. It keeps the fun levels up. And, you know, all my rainbows this week have absolutely loved just choosing balloons and doing all sorts of different breaths that have really, really helped them. You know, and the different ways we breathe. The in-breath is our stress breath, and the out-breath is our release breath. And it's what you do with that in-breath and that out-breath that can really make a difference to all the trillions of cells that your subconscious has control over. So it can bring a mood down. It can lift a mood and make you motivated. It can help you get rid of anger in a really healthy way. It can help you control those feelings of anxiety. And when you do it as a game, you're not kind of pointing a child out and saying, well, actually, you've got a few anger issues, haven't you? So we're going to do a few angry breathing things for you today. That's not very nice. We want to be inclusive. So here's my little pot. I'm going to have a go. But just to give you a little idea, I need my glasses for this. I'm okay to see, just not to read. Hot chocolate breathing. Now, that's a really lovely one. Hot chocolate breathing, I'll show you. You imagine, and especially on a lovely autumn day like this, where it's a little bit chilly, you can get the fire going and it's all gorgeous. And so I'm together with my rainbow kids, and we'll all imagine we've got a big, big, big giant mug of hot chocolate. If they don't like hot chocolate, they can have another hot drink. And what you do with the in-breath, you always breathe in through your nose, and always make sure when you breathe that your tummies come out. Because if your tummies come out, you're filling your diaphragm, you're opening up your diaphragm, filling your lungs to full capacity, which pushes loads of blood and oxygen to the brain and gets all those happy hormones and coping chemicals firing on all cylinders and putting a new memory into the cells. If you do 3 mindful things a day, you instantly, by the 3rd day, you have boosted the happy hormone, serotonin, the hormone of happiness, confidence and self-esteem. You've boosted that by 16% after just 3 days. It's like a miracle. So we've got control over this. And you can have £1 million in the bank, or you could be desperately worried about money. The air is free. You can all do this. So hot chocolate breathing. You breathe in through your nose, and you imagine that you're just grabbing hold of little strings of all the things that are just bothering you, just stressing you, making you feel angry, making you feel anxious. But then as you blow the hot chocolate, you don't do a fierce breath, because it wouldn't be very nice if you did that in a real tea room or somewhere and absolutely scalded the person opposite you by doing this gigantic breath into your hot chocolate. So you're letting the breath out really mindfully and really intensively because you're cooling down your hot chocolate. So this is me pretending to have mine. I give my rainbow kids real mugs, not with hot chocolate in. It's a very gentle out breath, and it's a very, very calming one, that. So it really, and because it's such a gentle breath and you're letting it out right to your tummy where you've pulled it up from, you're really stimulating the dopamine, hormone of motivation, reward, pleasure. It's the ultimate feel-good hormone, coping chemical. But you're also stirring up the serotonin from the gut. And 90% of our serotonin, the happy hormone, is in our gut, as I've said to you 1 million times. Do you know, you're all going to know this off by heart. Here are some other ones. So we've got, I've done bumblebee breathing for you before on previous videos. Snake breathing. Now this is a good one. This is if I did this with some kids who were feeling really, really cross the other day. And they couldn't understand how different year groups were being put in different bubbles and all this masking, this fluorescent tape all over their schools and everything so strict, and which it has to be, you know, but the anger levels were a bit pent up. So we pretended we were snakes and we did a bit of snake breathing. And what you do with that, I got them actually to sit up as if they were a snake in a corner, rising up and puffing its head up. You know how they do, look a bit fierce. So we sat down, back on our knees, back on our, back on our calves, sorry. Sat back like that. We put our hands on our tummies and we breathed in fiercely all the stuff that was making us feel a little bit livid. Like this, and on the out breath you go as hard as you can, or you can go and let it out like that. Excuse me. So a big, big hiss. That really, really helps with anger, to get it out in a good way. Oh, now this is a lovely one. Rainbow breath. Inhale sunshine, exhale rainbows. If you're feeling a bit grumpy, imagine it as clouds or rain. And what you want to do is you want to breathe that in and then let it go in a big burst of sunshine and make a rainbow. So you're arching your breath, a bit like you do with whale breathing, when you breathe in and pretend to blow through a blowhole. And it really energizes the body, exercises the brain, and blows out all the nasties and fills you with all the good stuff. So rainbow breathing. So you breathe in through your nose, always in through your nose, down to your tummy. Let your tummy push out into your hands. And then, and see those colours. See those colours, they're beautiful. Fill yourself with the colours if necessary as well, especially if you've got a favourite one. So we've got mountain breathing, which is where you can sit or stand like I am. Imagine roots going deep in the earth. And it's a breath of strength. I've got elephant breathing, which is where you put your arms to the floor, breathe in through your noses, and your arms are the trunk, and you go out like that. So you can really have fun with it. You know, you could turn it into all sorts. You could have a breathing safari trip where you do lion breathing, bumblebee breathing, elephant breathing, whale breathing, dolphin breathing. The list is endless. You could do so many things. There's also, what else have I got here? I've got, feather breathing. Now this is a really gentle one. So you breathe in really gently, because you imagine there's a feather in front of you. So you're breathing in that condensed way, firing up the brain, getting the brain really exercised, blood and oxygen flowing to it. And then you imagine the feather gently blowing down. So you just go, a bit like the hot chocolate one, but very, very gentle. And your breath can control your mood and help you manage your mood, but it can also be great fun. So if you're a teacher or a therapist working in an area that doesn't have a lot of funding, doesn't have a lot of resources, this is free. It's just a few little wooden sticks, and I've cut out glittery card to make it exciting for the children. And that in itself is really mindful. If you've got older kids, you could get them to cut them out, help you write some of the breathing down. And there's lots. There's square breathing, so up. They can draw the shapes. You could do the same with the stars. Every time you go up, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. So there's all different shapes you can do too. Triangular breathing. And if they keep their hands on their tummies, they can make sure that in-breath always fills their hands. Their tummies fill their hands as they breathe in. So there's all sorts, even the hand one, which I've shown you before, where you go up, trace around your hand, and every time you go up, breathe in through your nose. Obviously you do it slower than that. I'm rushing it a bit because otherwise you're all going to fall asleep watching this video. So you get the idea. Anyway, I've got 35 here and I'm still adding to it. Bumblebee breath, which I've shown you before, where you breathe in through your mouth, through your nose, sorry, and then hum. And that resets you to theta level, takes you out of that busy alpha level, a beta level, drops you to alpha, and then drops you to theta, which is people who meditate for a long time feel that theta level. When you do a singing bowl in sound therapy, that drops you to theta level. And all of this goes into your cells and your water. And most of us are made of anything up to 75% water. And if you're a child, 90% water. So imagine that, just by making that vibration, that sound, by doing breath work, you are resetting yourself like a phone, but onto night mode, where you just drop a little bit and you're just, you know, you're nice and chilled, but you're still receiving and retaining and resting. So loads of ideas here from a few little card sticks and some glittery paper. There's loads of ideas. So go and have fun with it. Get them in your bubble jar. Get the children to choose the bubbles. I would say do 2 or 3 just at first so they get used to it. And there'll be some that are their favourites. Ask them what their favourites are. And you can give them a few to take home so that they can keep those levels managed when they're not with you. Anyway, it's just an idea. Loads more to come. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and I will see you really, really soon.